Princess Victoria of Prussia was the second daughter of Frederick III, German Emperor, and his wife Victoria, Princess Royal, a daughter of Queen Victoria. To the public she was always Princess Victoria, and in the family she was called Moretta, a Young Vicky. Biography. Early life. Victoria was baptized on her grandmother's birthday, the 24th of May 1866, at Potsdam Palace. Like her sisters, Princess Sophie and Princess Margaret, Victoria was devoted to her mother and embraced English ways. Alexander of Battenberg. In 1881, Prince Alexander of Battenberg, who had been selected as Sovereign Prince of Bulgaria since 1879, visited the Prussian court at the behest of Victoria's mother, as her mother and grandmother recommended Alexander as a possible match. Victoria quickly caught their enthusiasm and fell in love with him. Sandro, like his brothers, was considered exceedingly attractive, as he was lean and dashing. Victoria, on the other hand, was not a pretty girl, being described by one as a kind of wild, Scandinavian woman, with much of her mother's impetuosity and a streak of her brother Willie's eccentricity. Though her parents wanted the couple to marry, Victoria's grandfather, Emperor Wilhelm I, and his Chancellor, Otto von Bismarck, opposed the match. They were afraid that if Victoria married Sandro, Tsar Alexander III would be offended, as Alexander's actions in Bulgaria were irritating the Russians. As Bismarck was kept abreast of the affair by his spies, a vicious and bitter war of words was fought, but eventually, Victoria's parents had to back down, and the young princess gave up all hope of marrying Sandro. First marriage. She ended up marrying Prince Adolf of Schaumburg-Lippe, a younger son of Adolf I, Prince of Schaumburg-Lippe, on the 19th of November 1890. The marriage was childless after an early miscarriage in the first few months of marriage. Adolf died in 1916. Despite being technically on the German side in World War I, Victoria was very sympathetic to the British cause. After the war, she met her cousin, George V, King of Great Britain, and expressed the wish that they would all be friends again soon. George told her he did not think this would be possible for a great many years. Second marriage. On the 19th of November 1927, despite the strong disapproval of her brothers and sisters, Victoria married Alexander Zubkov, a Russian refugee described as a dancer who was 35 years her junior. By this time her finances were in a precarious state, and Zubkov proceeded to squander much of the little money that remained on his own private amusements, rarely returning to the matrimonial home. Eventually Victoria was obliged to call in the receivers and to sell off the contents of the Schaumburg Palace by auction, the sale being conducted by the Cologne auctioneers M. Lempertz. The sale attracted far less interest than had been anticipated, and the Times described much of the bidding as spiritless. It was estimated that the proceeds from the auction would have covered only 1/3 of her debts. After leaving the Schaumburg Palace, she moved into a single-furnished room in the Bonn suburb of Melum. She was on the point of divorcing Zubkov on the grounds that his behavior had resulted in his expulsion from Germany. He was unable to maintain her, and that conjugal relations did not exist. But only a few days after this announcement became public, she fell seriously ill with pneumonia, dying in a Bonn hospital on the 13th of November 1929. Titles and honors. Titles: the 12th of April 1866 to 19 November 1890. Her Royal Highness Princess Victoria of Prussia. The 19th of November 1890 to 9 July 1927. Her Royal Highness Princess Adolf of Schaumburg-Lippe, Princess of Prussia. The 9th of July 1927 to 13 November 1929. Her Royal Highness Princess Victoria, Mrs. Zubkov. National honors: Germany, Prussia, Dame of the Order of Louise. Foreign honors: United Kingdom, Lady of the Royal Order of Victoria and Albert, First Class. Ancestry: